Welcome back to another episode of Unpacking Life with the box and the basket. You don't want to make the basket today?
No.
Okay. Vanessa's upset at me.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding. So today we're going to be talking about our business, how we keep it running, how we keep it successful, and the things that we do behind the scenes to kind of get ourselves going every day and every week. That prevents me from going golfing every day. So
That's just called a wife.
Before we get into it, though, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we appreciate y'all listening and watching, however you're getting our content. So we'll get into it. I feel like we're pretty busy. Leave my cushion alone. I feel like we're pretty busy most weeks. Even like on the weeks where we don't have much on the schedule. So we have a calendar that we share.
Yeah.
I think Vanessa has like 5 different calendars for some reason, and I only see whatever we share, like the family and work stuff. But we usually try to plan out as far out as we can with stuff, and we'll try to put stuff on the calendar. But even on days that like we don't have much, I feel like we're super busy. Anyways, it's probably
There's always something.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably because of the damn kids.
Mm-hmm.
Most of
well,
the time.
A lot of business coaches will say that you should work on your business instead of working in your business.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you have to do both.
Yeah.
You have to work in the business and then work on the
What
business.
does that mean?
Working in the business is like we're actively helping people with transactions, getting listings ready, helping buyers, finding houses for them.
Mm-hmm.
Milding. Meeting. In my head, I was thinking about building. Meeting with new builds, like sales reps,
mm-hmm.
and like helping them with the process.
That's building, or that's working in the business.
That's in the business.
Like doing the actual job.
Right. Working on the business is,
all the background stuff.
All the background stuff like budgeting.
Thank you
marketing,
cards, gifts, referrals,
client relations, taxes, basically everything that I do.
And she's great at it.
Yeah. He's just saying that so that I will keep doing it and not try to teach him how to do it so that he has to take it over. No, I enjoy that part.
Do you? For camera's sake, yes.
I'm not liking your energy right now.
Sorry.
Yes, I like it.
I'll cut the honesty back. My bad.
When did I say I don't like it?
You always yell at me. When are you going to do this?
First of all, I don't yell. I gave you one spreadsheet to be in charge of.
That's 2 strikes. Then this is going to be Unpacking Life, the box. No basket.
That's fine. Actually, we're going to do a poll. Who wants only the box in the podcast? If you only want to see Ricky from now on,
hit the likes.
Leave a comment below.
No, don't do that because she's been looking for it out.
And then
he'll
just be doing this by himself.
No, I need you.
You can have all your friends here every week.
Which ones?
I don't know.
Whichever
you choose.
Ones?
Yeah.
We'll call it the Brews and Bros. Bros and Brews.
Then that's a totally different podcast. Anyway, we're digressing.
Unpacking Life, the boxes. Has a nice ring to it. Mm-hmm. The boxes and the brews.
I don't even want to record the rest of the episode. What's the point? I've been voted out.
Let me know. I have some cool friends.
I've been voted out of the island.
Anyways, back to your lie of liking to do all the background stuff.
Okay, so working on the business,
mm-hmm.
I'm really good at.
I think, yeah.
And obviously I'm good at working in the business too,
mm-hmm.
or the business would be dead by now.
Way better than I am.
No,
sure.
But you have the potential to be better at working in the business than me. Because I just get a little bit worn out sometimes.
Yeah.
When I'm close to 10 years,
mm-hmm.
and you're not.
Yeah.
So
still fresh, still wet behind the ears.
Mm-hmm.
to have energy to do stuff.
Yeah. So for working on the business,
Mm-hmm.
we have categories. You don't know this.
Apparently not.
I know this. So obviously, like financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
How much money is coming in? How much is going out? What are our expenses? Where can we cut back? What are our taxes going to look like? What do our investments from the business look like? All that. Then there is marketing.
Yeah.
Like what is working, what is not working, what do we want to keep doing, what is taking too much time, what's not, like what's working and we need to invest more time in. What else for marketing? I mean, we do a lot of things for our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And so that in itself sometimes takes a lot of time because we don't want to keep doing the same things over and over. So we try to always think of something new. But that's kind of like marketing / client relations is kind of different. So marketing is, for me, how do we attract new clients that want to work with us? Like if you don't want to work with us, I don't want to work with you either. Oh, you said DM us. Like we want,
no, I said
we
doing
build.
This.
Oh yeah, we build our business based on like attraction-based marketing, they call it. So like the people that want to work with us, we want to attract, and then the people that don't want to work with us, we want to make sure that we're being ourselves so that they can see us for who we are, and then they can like,
Make
exit themselves. So marketing is attracting, new people in different areas of our business. And then client relations is more of like nurturing and loving on the people that already are committed to us or have committed to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously social media is a big thing in our business. So like content planning, flying to Arizona to meet with our editor, recording there. So there's a lot. Then we also have a lot of guides, a lot of print marketing, a lot of resources for people that are moving to the area. So refreshing that every year, coming up with new stuff, staying on top of trends, continuing education. So making sure like we're up to date on everything.
All our licensing is good.
New laws that are being passed, new things that are going on in our city and being aware of those things. So there is a lot to be done.
Yeah.
When you're not in the business that you have to work on for the business. So I think where a lot of people kind of get lost or drown is that they don't have a plan, right? Like we have a plan of these are like our things that we could do or that we should do, have to do for each area, like the financials, the marketing, client relations, all that. And we lay it out for a year in advance. And then every quarter we look at it and we see like what is working well, what's not working well.
Yeah. And
so when we do have downtime, like last week was super busy. We came back from Florida. We had a lot of clients, like stuff that just built up, and we were playing catch up. So catch up, not catch up.
So somebody commented on one of the videos. It was maybe like at this point it'll probably be like 5 or 6 videos back, but they didn't know how Vanessa was so hammered, like intoxicated doing this.
For the record, I've never recorded.
As she's slurring her words.
I've never recorded drunk. I don't get drunk typically.
Yeah.
Ever.
So
or very
funny.
seldomly. And sometimes I'm going to go with English is not my first language, so leave me alone.
Stop.
Second of all, sometimes I can't get the words out of my mouth fast enough so that I jumble them up or I say them wrong.
She speaks in cursive sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, so
now
funny.
I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so we were playing catch up.
Yeah.
So then this week, we're kind of...
I think you said catch up again.
Catch up. I'm not Find another word. Google it.
What?
We're playing. We're getting caught up.
Caught up.
Yeah. So then this week, the reason we're still busy and we don't really usually have downtime is because we spent a lot of time working in the business. Now we have some downtime from our clients.
Yeah.
So now we're going to take that time to work on the business. And I think that's how we're able to balance it all.
Doing like the admin stuff.
Is that when you can't, in real estate and a lot of businesses that are kind of similar to ours, you can't really plan when you're going to be busy with clients and when you have to be in the business, right? So,
because we have probably close to 20 people right now where they're like maybes in the air, like in the next month or two, where they're like waiting to, you know, purchase or sell, and it's like keeping up with those people as well. And then usually it comes all at once. Like it'll come in a wave where like half of them will be like, all right, I'm ready. And then it's kind of like fast moving. So sometimes our weeks are thrown off where we'll have stuff planned out for that week. And then somebody will hit us up. Somebody else will hit us up. Somebody else will hit us up. And then we're like, all right, I can do this working on the business. Set that off to next week, or set this off to next week. Because obviously a ready client is the most important at that point. So it's always a balance of trying to like play against the clock, you know?
And I think that's where we're really good at that. And we've dialed in the process of being flexible. Yeah. If you're like, there's a lot of business coaches and mentors that preach like, oh, you should, every day you should do this for 2 or 3 hours. And then every week you should do this. And to become or to be successful, then you get busy with your clients and then you don't do it. And then a lot of people feel defeated or unsuccessful or like they're missing something because they didn't have the time to do it. But if you approach it with more flexibility, like these are the things that need to be done every month, every week, every quarter, every day. Yeah. And you allow yourself the flexibility to move things around, that's when you're going to be successful and you'll be able to really stay up to date on everything. Right. Because you're not beating yourself up, well, I didn't get it done, and now you're trying to squeeze it into a day where you were super busy with clients and now you feel like you have to do all this other stuff when really it can wait. Yeah. Because you are so caught up and you are so like organized with everything else that if you miss a week or two, it's not going to be the end of the world. Yeah. And I think that's what makes us, like, our dynamic so great, just because we're both full-time in the business. So it's like you can pick up my slack and I can pick up yours. Yeah. If we have something else going on, or if we have, like, the kids' events, or you just don't feel like going to show a house, I can go for you. Or... Well... Like, I do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, like all the tracking, all the where's the money going, what do we need to reevaluate, like a lot of the things I ask you for help for, but I'm the one, like, addressing them, so, or bringing it up. So if I have, like, a day where I feel like I need a few hours to catch up, but I have a client that needs to see homes, and I'm really, like, already in the middle of everything, then I can send you. Right. So I think... Again, a lot of people get hung up in like trying to have everything so structured. And I used to as well. Yeah. And it just kind of clicked that like, as long as you have a plan in place and you know exactly what you should be doing to work on the business, when time frees up for you, you can sit down and you don't have to guess, right? You're not wasting time thinking about, well, what should I do? You sit down, you look at your plan, wherever you have it written down in a spreadsheet, whatever. In a note, whatever it is, you sit down, you do an hour or two of work, however much time that you have to work on it, and then that's it. Right. If you don't have more time to do things, then that's fine. But I feel like there's always time to do stuff. I think where people it's not that they don't have time. Stop laughing.
Should have taken that shot before we did this.
It's not that they don't have time. It's that they don't have a plan, is what I believe. Because
I feel like a lot of people waste time trying to figure out what they should do.
Right.
Yeah, they're like spending 30 minutes on like staring at their computer.
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, all right, I got to do this.
Yeah.
And then they find something else and then like, oh, I should do this. And then they end up doing nothing or a
Yeah.
little bit of everything.
Right.
And don't get anything done.
So you just really have to train yourself to be like efficient and to also like batch things together.
Yeah.
Like if you have to make a bunch of calls, there's no point in you sitting down making one call, then going to like fix a PDF, then coming back to make the phone call.
Yeah.
Because then your mind is like in different places. Just sit down, make your 5 phone calls, be done. You have a PDF to fix, do it when your brain is able to. And like, I know, for example, like the buyer guide and the seller guide that we have to fix. That is so like excruciating for me because I have to read and I hate reading. Like long stuff puts me to sleep. So like I try to do it first thing in the morning when my brain is fresh and I have all this energy. If I try to do it at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to do it. So like you have to be aware of like what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, when this comes out, I say this word, it's going to sound like.
Yeah, no, it's true though, because like even over the weekend when like a lead will come in, I'll check to see like what they've looked at. So with our lead system, it'll show like if they've like looked at one house, if they looked at 10 houses, they've looked at one house 10 times. And usually if they look at like one house and then that's it and they don't log in the rest of the weekend, I'll just wait to call them till Monday.
Yeah.
And then it'll bunch up, and then Monday or Tuesday I'll usually call all of them or email or text or whatever. Just try to reach out at that point.
Yeah.
But I know if I just go in there to like make one phone call and if they answer or not, then I'm going to waste my time doing something else. So I'd rather just save all my phone calls for like one day, then reach out to everybody and go from there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously when we're working in the business and we have clients to take care of, like that stuff is happening right that second. There are people that are like, well, you should set your business hours from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4 or 8 to 5, whatever. And then you just only respond to people during that time. But I just have such a hard time with that. And that's just not something that I want my client to experience on the other side. Like I want myself to be available. Like if we're not doing family stuff or on vacation, then I want to be responsive.
Yeah.
And otherwise respond within 24 hours. So
that's usually, I base my service. So my biggest pet peeve is terrible customer service. Like if you're a shitty customer service person, like don't work in the customer service industry. So I always base my responses and my text. Like sometimes I'm sure they're like, what the hell? This dude just lives on his phone? Because they'll like text me and I'll text them right back. And it's like almost like an automated response. But I think we pride ourselves on like giving really excellent customer service. Yeah. And like being available for people and clients whenever you know we can. So
because I mean we've been on the other end. There's nothing worse than like you need an answer on something and people are not responding to you, or like you're waiting 3 days for a response, and it just, I don't want that kind of service. I know some people don't mind it, but I'm not. That's not what I want to give. So
especially when it's, well, we had like the contractor where I'm like texting him and then he'll take 4 or 5 hours to text back, which I understand, like you're busy in that type of business and busy, but when it goes past a day or two you still don't respond.
Did you write him again?
Then and he never responded. So it's just kind of like, all right, well, I don't want to work with this person anymore. So,
and that's fine. That's, I guess it's part of attraction based marketing or business, whatever, because he's putting out there, like, it's not important to him to respond quickly. Or even if you're not able to do so because you're on a job or you're doing something else, you can still make that a priority by saying, I'm not going to be able to, so I'm going to hire someone that can respond to all these requests. Right? They could say, hey, thanks for reaching out. So-and-so is busy, but we're going to have you a quote within this many days or whatever. So there's ways that you can do things. If you can't do it, then, or you don't want to, hire someone that will. And then you will provide better service that way. Attract more business. Stop laughing at me.
You guys
Attract
are
more
right.
business, and then really attract more business, and then you will have more money to pay the people to do the things that you don't want to do.
Right. But even like, I get it. You can hire somebody to do it, right? But me, I'm understanding. Like, if you work as a handyman, a construction, whatever, like, I get it. You're busy. You're on a job. It's going to be rude if you, like, stop working just to respond to my text. So I understand that. If you want to text me later on that afternoon, that evening, when you're on lunch break, dinner break, when you're done, that's fine. Or even the next day in the morning before you start. But when you just ignore my text for a whole day or 2 days, then I'm like, all right, I can't. It doesn't seem reliable. What do you think is the biggest thing that we work on the business that like helps us the most?
There's so many things. I think the planning part.
The planning?
Yeah.
Well,
without a plan, you're just kind of like winging it.
Yeah.
Without like trackers, planning, reevaluating. Like a plan makes you look at all those things. It makes you look at numbers. It makes you look at how, you know, things are working, things are not working. Like you reassess things. You have like that planning and like reevaluating piece of it just constantly is making us look at what's working, what's not working. And by this point we have it dialed in where, like, I would say, what would you say the percentage is of the things that are working?
What do you mean?
Like, if you had to put a percentage from 0 to 100%, like 100% being everything in our business is perfect and is working exactly like it should, what would you say that we're at percentage wise?
Like 60%.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we're at 80.
80?
Yeah.
I'm just going off of like that list that we looked at yesterday.
Oh.
We're like, so we made a list last year, before I think it was right after I decided to quit, or right after I got my license and stuff, of like stuff that we wanted to do and like do towards the business, and a lot of it we're like looking at now, and it's been about a year. It was like last summer, end of last summer, and we're like, man, we don't need to do this. Like, we're just doing a little too much, like unnecessary stuff.
But I think the things that we are doing currently, 80% of it is like pretty nailed down. And I think what we were doing then is just like throwing stuff, like throwing spaghetti on the wall.
Yeah.
And writing it all down. Like, these are all the ideas that we have. And even now, like, I know we're going to have a day where we sit down and read it all through.
Yeah.
And like take stuff off. But I want to keep the original one. Because if we delete it, then it's gone, right? Off of the note. And I just want to keep a master one so that if we go back and like we're like, okay, we have more time, like let's add something, we can go back and look at it. But at this point where we're at in the business and how old our kids are and what's going on, like, just focus on the things that are really working. Yeah. And then if you have time, then we could say, like, you know, like next year, maybe we're even more dialed in. We've hired help. We have other people, you know, like we've leveraged our time. Now we have time to add something else. Yeah. Then we can go back and look at things to add in. But I think just it's more important for us anyways in our business to be really good at the things that you are doing. Yeah. And maybe only do like 5 things that help you with your business. Like mostly prospecting for us and marketing and client relations. Yeah. And then just being really good at those rather than having 40 things that we're doing and only like half-assing like all of them. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think the thing that works most for us is like the attention to like past clients. Like, I think that really gets us like more referrals, more business, just because they have a great experience and then they keep having a good experience after that. Yeah. Like after the transaction's done and closed. And I know we talked about it before. Like a lot of them become friends of ours.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our clients, and a lot of our clients are friends that use us. So,
but think about it, like that's the goal of almost any business.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you go to a restaurant, you try a new restaurant, you want, besides from taste, you want everybody to have a good experience, the food to be good. Like if you like Indian food and you go to an Indian place, you want it to be good, you want the food to be fresh, the service to be good, and you want people to come back.
Yeah.
So like it's really the same, right? We want to, people are buying, selling, investing, whatever. We want them to have a good experience, and we want them to come back. That is like my number one goal, always.
For sure.
And so like it just so happens that there are 40 other things that need to happen. Like emails have to be responded to, marketing has to be good, gifts have to be picked out, budgets have to be created. Like all these things have to be done to make sure that it's a good experience. Right. I would say that's like the number one priority.
So we do a lot of like client nurturing behind the scenes. So if like somebody recommends us to somebody, we'll try to like send a thank you card or a small gift or something, just to like keep our name, or I guess.
Well, we appreciate them, right? Like that's really all it is, and we do. Like,
for sure.
I just
like even just mentioning us to somebody, you know, we really appreciate. So
yeah. What else do you think leads to success in business?
I know a lot of people. Like I just saw Parisi at the.
Oh, you have to do your shout out.
Yeah, so shout out to Parisi. He was, I guess he volunteers. He said for like the last 10 years helping, like dogs and rescue dogs that they save from those little like stores, like the stores at the mall where they sell puppies and stuff. So I guess he goes back there and they rehab them and stuff. So it was pretty cool. So shout out to Parisi. But he was even telling me like that he likes watching our Instagram stories and stuff, and us bantering back and forth. So
as you saw when you were making fun of my,
it happens all the time.
Slurring. It's just how I talk.
Your drunk words.
It's probably when I got my braces.
She's drunk in love.
They didn't. Why. No, they didn't. They didn't fix my.
That was very quick. Why did you say no so fast?
I'm not drunk in love. I'm perfectly sober in love. Like
wow. That kind of hurt.
That was maybe 10 years ago.
Feeling.
Okay, well we're gonna cut the podcast. We're gonna cut this episode short so Ricky can go cry in a corner somewhere.
I haven't cried since 1990, February 7th, 1990.
Well, okay.
The day I was born, and the doctor smacked my butt.
Okay.
I already forgot what we were talking about. Oh, but yeah, so like our social media presence, I think, is like another big thing where, like, we've asked for referrals before from different realtors, and everybody always just drops a name. Like, oh, so-and-so is great. John Smith is great. Jane Doe is great. But there's like no substance to the message. So we try to get out there and like put our personalities out there for everybody to see. So even when we message somebody like, hey, like we would love to help you with your home purchase, home sale, whatever, like here's a link to all our social media. And like, if you think it's a great fit, and like, if you think it's a great fit, if you think our personalities would match, like let us know. We'd love to help you. So just putting ourselves and our personalities out there and just being honest about who we are. Like if you don't think it's a good fit, then it's probably not going to be a good fit.
I think that's a problem that a lot of people have in these types of industries, is that they try to put on like a persona of someone that they're not.
Like I want to be all uptight, Mr. Professional.
Yeah.
Like just have fun.
Like if we were sitting, an example would be if we were like sitting here, you'd cover your tattoos, you would be here with a suit and a tie doing a podcast, or we have a podcast and a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So there's two separate ones, but we're just are who we are, and then they can decide if they want to work with us. I don't think that we could work with everyone. Like there's a certain group that I think works for us, and certain personalities that they respect our time
No.
and values, and we respect theirs, and that's usually the best fit. And that's usually like 95% of our clients end up being those people.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you just like, oh, here's my Instagram or my Facebook, and all you're seeing is like, oh, I sold this house, I sold this house, I sold this, just sold, market trends, blah, blah, blah. But they don't see your family, they don't see your personality, they don't see your hobbies, they don't see what you do with your friends. You cannot build trust with whoever's looking for you, and it's just not going to work. Like, or it might work for you, but it's going to work better for you if they can see like who you are, what your values are, what you're interested in.
This person doesn't just care about making $1 off me.
Yeah, like we're all people, right?
Yeah.
So like, and people connect with people, and I think you kind of get a feel of how people are in a professional environment, even though we're different, obviously at a barbecue than we are with a client. Right. But if you can get a feel for their personality, you either trust them or you don't. And I think that's important. So I'd rather put myself out there for who I am and somebody not like it than try to like pretend that I'm like this.
Try to fit in a box.
Yeah, just doesn't work for us anyway. So. But I think the last thing, I was hoping you would say this when I said, what do you think works for us? And you said like social media and our presence. I think it's, what works is consistency. Like we're consistent at the things that work for us. And like, even with this, right? Like, when did you have this podcast / YouTube idea?
Like 2.5 months ago.
Right. And then we started it and we haven't stopped. And we said we would do it for this amount of time, and we would see what would happen out of it, and then like we wouldn't allow ourselves to quit or stop doing it until a certain date where we will reevaluate and then see what will happen after that. What are you laughing already? Because
no matter how bad or cringy it was.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't care anymore at this point how cringy.
I was a little nervous at the beginning of like being in front of the camera and all my friends and stuff seeing it, but
they already know how stupid we are, so it's like
whatever.
It's not a surprise.
Now we're just putting it on video.
It's just like documented forever. They can play some of it at our funeral, you know.
Yeah, our highlights.
Yeah,
the highlight reel of Vanessa slurring and Ricky making fun of her.
All right, it's enough now. We're gonna go.
All right. Well, like always, we appreciate y'all watching, listening, however you're getting our content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.